This is Rainbows and Rage.
It's me, Rainbows.
And I'm Rage.
So, we have a lot to talk about today.
We do, and we're going to completely forgo our list because, Donald Trump has been so kind and given us so much to talk about.
Thank you, Donald Trump.
I don't know. Let's talk about, international relations.
What relations? They're going down the toilet.
Yeah, exactly. I know that you had heard about his conversation with Australia.
Yes.
That did not go over well. And people are, on both sides of the coin here. Like, it was a promise made during the Obama administration.
Yeah. But
on the flip side, Australia has a rule where if you come to Australia by boat, you can't stay. And, this was negotiated previously, and I think that it should be respected and followed through with.
Absolutely. It seems that any conversations he has with anybody, a lot of other world leaders as well, and just regular people, do not seem to end well. He doesn't respect anybody. He thinks what he says is law of the land, and not only America, but apparently the world now.
Because he's doing the whole America First thing, which is good in theory. He's ruining trade relations with other countries, and you're not an island. You have to cooperate with other countries.
Right, and not just China, but also the really obvious one is Mexico as well. China, they're so powerful. Like, I don't know who he thinks he is, but we have to work together. We're on this planet together. Like you said, we're not on an island. We're not alone somewhere. Like, we're human beings. We need to work together for all of our sakes so that there isn't a World War III. God forbid. And what I was saying with Mexico, he wants to, impose all these taxes and imports and things like that. He doesn't realize that groceries and, produce, a lot of it comes from Mexico.
Even if he raises taxes, Mexico technically still isn't paying for the wall. So let's say I sell apples for $5, right? And I sell you an apple, and you still pay $5 for it, but you start selling it to your friends for $6.
Exactly.
I still get my $5. So you're getting the money, you being the U.S. or America or whatever.
Yeah. You're
still going to pay for the wall.
Right, and which is something that a lot of his supporters are not excelling in is logic.
Well, they voted for him.
I mean, I know there was some people that were hopeful, but there's no logic to this, and I can't understand how he's fooling so many people still. And I don't know if you've seen on Twitter, but there was this. Dang it, I need to look it up. It said something about, I voted for you, Trump, and all these former Trump supporters who are taking to Twitter and taking to other social media saying how they regret their vote because they did have high hopes or, for one reason or another, are now seeing the light. I want to say I'm one of those people that's one of those, well, better late than never. I am so glad that they're seeing the light, regardless of their mistake for voting for him in the past. I will welcome them with open arms into the bright side.
See, this is where you and I differ, right? Because let's say I hit a kid with a car.
Okay.
Right? I still hit the kid.
Yes.
I still made the mistake. I still fucked up. And I can regret it, but it doesn't change the fact of what happened.
That's true. But going forward, I'm pretty sure that maybe you'll be more careful with not hitting other kids with your car. That's
true. So they've been rehabilitated and you're fine with that.
Exactly. So come to me. I love
you. So here's my issue. Because I have not come to visit you yet.
Yeah.
And
Nor are
there's
you.
a travel ban now. And I know it shouldn't affect Canadians, but I still have a Muslim name, and I feel like it's going to affect me personally. And then, all of the people that are coming legally, they have visas and green cards and whatever, and now they're not able to come back into the country. It's insane.
That is something that I fear also. I am afraid to leave the country, even though I had plans to hopefully leave for a trip at the end of the year, because, like you said, Islamic name, not the whitest person. I'm kind of tan. I'm not blonde, blue-eyed. There are stories of people that wanted to come from Canada to the U.S. for the Women's March the day after the inauguration, and were not allowed in, and were asked questions about what their feelings for Trump were, which is so absolutely wrong.
It's irrelevant what somebody's feelings are.
Exactly. And since when is America a place that doesn't open our doors to people who want to come for whatever reason, just to visit?
That's one thing where I actually am very proud of being Canadian, because our Prime Minister had tweeted that, we will welcome people who, have decided not to go back to the States or not to go and immigrate to the States.
Yes, it is so nice seeing him step up where the president of United States is failing miserably as a human being with any kind of compassion or heart. And it's not even just like the refugees or anything. These are people with green cards that have already been vetted, and you're not allowing them back. These are doctors that have just gone overseas to visit family that are not being allowed back to work and help people, American people here that are sick that need them.
Well, from a selfish perspective, it's great for Canadians, because people have generally chosen to go to America versus Canada. Mm-hmm. Like, always been a second choice, and now more people are considering Canada. So, we're going to get all the techies and the doctors and the lawyers.
There you go. And Canada's fantastic. There's nothing wrong with Canada. Canada is great.
So, next thing I wanted to discuss was the whole relationship with Melania thing that Trump has going on.
Well, here's the thing. If Trump has already ruined his relationships with everyone else in the world, I can't imagine how the relationship with his own wife behind closed doors is.
Well, I'm not sure if you saw, but there were snippets on Melania's reaction during his swearing in and the inauguration and blah, 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 and the dance. And here's my thing. There's a lot of speculation on her being abused, and people fail to realize that there's more than one kind of abuse.
Yes.
He may not hit her, but the fact that, he got out of the vehicle and went and greeted Michelle and Obama and didn't even wait for his wife, that speaks volumes about who he is as a person, and how he's so completely narcissistic that everything is about him, and he doesn't realize that he's under a microscope. His actions are being watched by the world, and he needs to at least pretend to be a human being.
He's not that good of an actor. I don't think he can pretend. However, what I will say, playing devil's advocate, is that it is very difficult to judge somebody's private relationship from seconds of video.
Well, I do feel bad for her. I don't think anyone should be treated that way. Like,
no.
If my husband did that to me, like just walked in front of me and didn't even wait for me, there would be hell to pay in private at home.
I'm sure. Knowing you, I'm very sure of that. That is pretty disrespectful. And I don't want to keep defending him or his actions.
So I know that this is one that you wanted to talk about. You wanted to talk about Trump supporters.
Yes, my dear darling Trump supporters. We all know them. They are our neighbors. They are our friends. They are our store keeps. They're out in the world like the rest of us that are not Trump supporters. I'm a bit peeved and annoyed to see so many people saying that we should just accept Donald Trump as president and let it go and, you know, kind of stop being sore losers and yada, yada, yada. When those same people were protesting when Obama was inaugurated for the first and the second time and all throughout his time as president. What the fuck is up with that? Why do we now have to sit down and lay low and just acquiesce as Americans when, first of all, protesting is an American... It's so deep-rooted in our American history. How can you ask an American not to protest? We have the loudest mouths. We are renowned across the world for not shutting the fuck up. Probably when we should anyways, but we will never shut the fuck up. Just so you know. I don't know.
That rant was a perfect example. Those who do not learn from history are doomed to repeat it.
And it seems like we're repeating it now.
Yeah.
It's very unfortunate.
So my last little quick rant thing that I wanted to mention was President Donald Trump. Can you please, for the love of whatever God you believe in, start acting presidential? The tweets, the, jabs to people, it's immature, it's not becoming. Don't start a fight with the Terminator. People are not going to defend you when you act like an asshole.
I love that. Don't start a fight with the Terminator. Okay. Actually, I want to go off of that one too. The presidential. The acting presidential. He doesn't know how to act presidential. He's had zero political experience. There are actors like Arnold Schwarzenegger with political experience that would do a better job. Unfortunately, you're not allowed to become president, if you're an immigrant. It's strange to see someone like this that is a toddler in the White House after having a president who was so poised, who was so elegant, who was so well-spoken, who was so... what every president before him can mold and be like the best.
Well, what's going to happen next, right? Like, it's a fine line. What terrifies me is the Roe v. Wade issue. And it's already difficult enough for women in the U.S. to get abortions.
Yeah.
And to get access to resources. And he's just going to make it more difficult. What next? Are you guys not going to be allowed to vote anymore? Are women not going to be allowed to be doctors? Like, where does it stop, this slippery slope?
It doesn't stop because there's already things being put in place to, reverse, LGBT rights and things like that. I don't understand how anybody could accept this. There were people online who were complaining that their Medicare, their health care is being taken away or prices are going up, but that have voted for him and didn't understand that Obamacare was the same as the ACA.
Affordable Care Act. Hello, Affordable Care Act. The nickname for it was Obamacare, and people just didn't know.
They thought it was two separate things, and anything that carried the name or nickname of Obama,
they were against.
They rejected.
Without understanding what they were against. And so many people have lost their health care. People can't go for cancer treatments. People can't pick up their prescriptions. And I was watching a few interviews and things where, we would ask people, what do you think of Obamacare? Oh, I don't like Obamacare.
Right.
You have Obamacare. This makes my head hurt.
This makes a lot of things hurt. This makes my heart hurt. Really does.
Well, you can come to Canada. We'll accept you.
I am an American. I will never, ever, ever give up protesting. I am not one to run away.
I don't know if I can take any more.
Bye, guys. I don't care who you voted for. I love you all the same.
Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe.
Like, comment, and subscribe.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Well, I saw that website that you were talking about, where people are like, oh shoot, I can't remember the name. It was like, do you regret it now or something like that?
I am an American citizen. My parents were immigrants. They are citizens, though. They're not illegal. So if you want to ask what their status is, they are legal American citizens.